Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this fabulous, absolutely fabulous Sunday morning. Where is this week gone? Flown by. So what are we talking about? We're talking about this new piece of footage. If you haven't seen it already, I did my last video before this one. So if you haven't seen that, head over and watch that one. Pause this one. Remember, open a new window. Watch that, then come back to this. We don't want to be damaging analytics. The YT police. You've got to make the algorithm know that you like the video. You know how these things are. Slave to the algorithm. Anyway, fuck all that. So, we're now seeing that this hoodie guy, he was not just with the girls at the food truck. No. They did, in fact, have interactions earlier on in the evening. And they mention the name Adam. And this Adam has sent everybody into a frenzy. Who's Adam? Where's Adam? Why is Adam being spoken about? Who is Adam? What is Adam? Is Adam a psycho? And the sad thing, the tragic thing in Adam's online life, if the girls are talking about a specific Adam that seems to make the most sense, is that Adam looks like a bit of a psychopath. And look, I'm not saying that if you look like a psychopath, you are one, because that's not what we're saying. You know, Adam, like Jack and Jack and Jack and neighbour and chef, all of these people who look sus as fuck, they're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Now, I personally wouldn't want to spend much time on my own with them because I'd probably disappear. But at the moment, we're saying that they are all innocent until proven guilty. But look at this. This guy looks like an absolute maniac. Why would you be in a photograph like this with this kind of attire on? Now, there could be a complete explanation. Look, this might not be who they're referring to. The fact that they're bringing up this specific Adam is because this specific Adam seems to be the guy who is a friend, a roommate or ex-roommate of Jack D. And he seems the most plausible Adam. But look, we know in this little story there's a lot of Jack, so there could be a lot of Adams, and we are just speculating at this stage that that is indeed the Adam they're speaking about. Now, some eagle-eyed folks who constantly send me information, and thank you very much. I wish I could read every single email I get, but last night when all this came out, I literally had about 100 emails come in, and it's gone mad. And then an email leads to a link of emails, and all I'll say is if you send me stuff, thank you. I do love the fact that you do send me stuff, and I do try and get through them emails, but sometimes it's just impossible to go through and to go to every single one of you individually and give you the reply that the email warrants, and I don't want to just send something back saying like, oh, thanks. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just rude. So just know that I look at every single email, and sometimes I just don't have the time to go back to everyone. But it seems to be that the vast majority of people believe Adam to be Adam L. We'll say Adam L for now. And look, at the end of the day, we don't know if he's got any involvement in anything whatsoever. The hot topic does still seem to be the Hyundai Elantra. Everybody's on the hunt for that. I must have been sent 50 different pictures of what seems to be 3 or 4 different Hyundai Elantras, and a few of them do have connections to people who, if you dig deep enough, then it does come back to saying that there was connections to the girls. And, you know, that obviously raises eyebrows, but I would hope that if people on the internet and looking through social media can find these are the Elantras that law enforcement are indeed getting to first. They're speaking to the people and they're clearing these cars and making sure that these are not, you know, I wish that I had 100% faith, but you've got to hope, do you know what I mean? If you're looking for a Hyundai Elantra, and we can simply go on Facebook, or we can go on Instagram, or we can go on Twitter or whatever and find this information, you know, can law enforcement hate social media that much or be that against social media that they avoid it and therefore avoid some things that could potentially help hugely, massively? Who knows? But they are still looking. And what we'll do is we'll just touch on this because at the end of the day, amongst all of the lunacy, the weird-looking people, the strange social media posts and pictures that make you think, fucking hell, they look like a killer. Do you know what I mean? There is a more serious undertone, and that is this. Look, at the end of the day, there was a quadruple murder and 4 young people lost their lives. And we have spent a lot of time putting these guys together. You know, they're like the Idaho 4 and the Idaho student victims, you know, and all of this. But they were 4 individual people. They had their own lives and they were killed. Whether one of them was a target, whether the other 3 were collateral of that, or whether, you know, this was someone who hated the bunch of them, I don't know. And we can only at this stage speculate, and hopefully that will all become clear in the end. But for now, we've got Christmas coming. They say here, Christmas looms, but an airy and decidedly non-festive mood haunts the snowy college town of Moscow, Idaho. Locksmiths' vans have replaced roving carolers. Some request pepper spray or guns as Christmas gifts. Business closes early. Few walk alone, especially at night. More than a month after 4 local university students were inexplicably stabbed to death in the same home, the case remains unsolved and the killer or killers at large. Police have named no suspect, found no murder weapon, and offered no motive. Moscow streets are uncomfortably empty as the classrooms of its largest employer, the University of Idaho, many of the university's 11,000 students left town immediately after the murders. Others who left for Thanksgiving have pointedly declined to return. Moscow, a town of 25,000 near Idaho's border with Washington state, isn't accustomed to crime. Residents tend not to lock their doors. Until November, there hadn't been a homicide in 7 years. And look, that is the feeling, and you've got to appreciate, you know, that this place now is going to have an undertone of, are we safe, are we not safe? You know, has this person managed to get in this house because it was unlocked, or do they have the skill to unlock locked doors? You know, were they known to these people? The police have not even made it clear whether this was genuinely a targeted and isolated incident. And furthermore, they've gone to tell people that they need to be vigilant and kind of hidden that behind the, well, that's what we should be doing anyway. Well, I know that I can leave my house and walk to the shop and back, and I could do that at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I think that everybody in 2022, 2023, especially in a place like this, should feel safe walking or going to sleep at night. So what is it? Where are we with this? Because people have the right to know what is going on. And there's so many questions that have been currently left unanswered, and it isn't good enough. It isn't good enough. You know, I know that there's, and we spoke about this before, there's the integrity of the case, and there's protecting that, and there's certain things that the public should know and shouldn't know, but when it comes to their safety, that's of the utmost important. Are these people safe? Are these people able to go to bed at night, lock their doors, and know that they're going to wake up the next day? Because for Xana, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee, that was not the case. As a parent of one of them quite rightly said, they sent their children to school, to university, and they came home in a box. What is being done about it, and what is taking so long? Now, I know things take time, and they can take time. Someone sent me an email about the Delphi case and said, look, it took 7 Yes, now the recordings, you know, them 2 victims in that, them 2 little girls, they handed law enforcement that killer on a platter, and it took 7 years. That isn't a testament to how it can take time to build a case. That is testament to how much of a fuck up law enforcement can be. And in this case, there was no room for fuck ups. It needs to be sorted. We've got people coming out of the woodwork. They look odd. They look strange. They look like they need questioning. Get them questioned. Pull them in. Grill them. Do whatever you need to do to find out who did this. And let's hope that this gets brought to a conclusion as soon as possible. I'll catch you all in the next one.